Hey everybody, Alex from SeemsGoodMagic.com here. We're back and doing a best of 3 Kamigawa Neon Dynasty draft. Well, Reckoner Bankbuster, finally opened it, get a chance to play it. I feel like I played against this card at least 3 times. It's very strong, very good card. Nets you a bunch of card advantage, eventually turns into a decent win con. Also, I mean, it also spits out a treasure and a pilot to crew it, so cool card. Taking it over Voltage Surge, taking it over Goshen Tie, Spinning Wheel Kick, Trash Bot. I guess those are all of the noteworthy cards here. But yeah, let's take the colorless card. Doesn't put us in any archetype and is pretty good. Ooh. Could take the Ogre Head Helm here. Another artifact. It's a 2-drop. Reconfigures for 3. Potentially can draw you some cards. Nothing else really screaming out at me here. Pretty good equipment that allows you to draw cards. That's good. I mean, when you don't have any cards left in your hand in particular, basically it's just draw 3 in red, which is awesome. Great card. Taking it over Reactor, which potentially also would be good in an artifact-centric deck. But yeah, I think it's a pretty easy Ogre Head Helm here. Other notable picks, I guess the Operative, the Azusa's Mini Journeys. All right, the pick here, probably the Voltage Surge. There is Heiko in here too, and we already have 2. Wow, I mean, we do already have 2 pretty good artifacts to bring back. Decent argument to take Heiko here, actually. It's an ogre. It's not a samurai. It may be wearing a samurai hat, but it is not a samurai. It's an ogre. Yeah, geez, it's a tough pick, actually. I mean, this nets you free spells from your graveyard, and these 2 are pretty cheap ones to get back. And they're both rares. I mean, it's pretty tempting to take the Heiko over the Voltage Surge. I mean, but Voltage Surge is also excellent with artifacts, so it's a tough pick. I think I'm going to go with the removal. That is really tough, though. I wouldn't blame anybody for taking Heiko there. It's great value. Here, I'd probably take the Kunai. I like it. I think it's good. Other notable picks in here. Silver Fur Master, Silencer, Koi. Repel the Vials playable. We've got Decoy, but let's take the little Ninja Star that could here. All right. Picks now. We've got Flame Discharge, Goshen Tai. Those are both good. I'm going to go with the removal because we could always use more. I do think Goshen Tai is good, you know, damage every turn, but Flame Discharge is pretty excellent too. You get a modified creature. We already have 2 ways to modify, and it's at worst a shock. So really good card, actually. I like Flame Discharge. All right, the pick here could actually take the Mechanaut. I mean, we're rocking like a lot of artifacts already. And otherwise, there's like Fade into Antiquity, which is some green removal. I mean, at this point, we're almost assuredly red, so it doesn't cost that much to play the Mechanaut or possibly build towards it. And a 2-drop 2-power flyer with more upside, I mean, that is really good. We're going to take it. I feel like nobody ever plays it either, so kind of a nice pickup. I like the Hover Bike. I think it's good. It taps things down. It's a good tempo card. It's easy to crew. I really like how reconfigure cards work with crew, especially the Helm. Like, tap Helm, crew Hover Bike, reconfigure Helm, attack with Bike, hit for 4, sack it, draw 3. That is a line that could be played and is really good. I'm going to take the Hover Bike over the Simian Sling and be happy enough about it. Okay, so we can take the Cliffs here, or we could take the Operative. Operative is an unblockable. It's more for a ninja deck, but I mean, there's blue ninjas, so it's still very good with like Ogre Head Helm too. Unblockable 3/3 attacker. That's even, as long as you wait until after blockers, you get full value there. Yeah, I feel okay about taking the Operative, but I mean, the land 100% makes the deck. That's kind of the reason I want to take it here. Well, it 100% makes the deck if I'm in blue. And it's not that Operative is good, but I think I'd rather just fix my mana if I'm in blue. Like, most of the time, almost every draft, I'm ending up cutting cards. If I'm playing blue-red, 100% I'm going to play Swiftwater Cliffs. It's not getting cut. So there's my rationale there. We'll take the Puzzle Maker. It's another artifact. It flies. Well, we immediately get rewarded with another operative anyway, so now I feel that much better about... I could take the Synthesizer here, but I actually do want to take the operative. I like that it's unblockable. I like that it wears equipment rather well. And it doesn't even have to wear equipment. If you have excess mana, you just get in after blockers and you get in for 3 damage and have a 3/4 blocker. I mean, that is really good. All right, I like Moonsnare Prototype. I think this card's good. I don't think we have any auras for Shrine Steward. Not that it matters. Prototype's good. Channel it, so uncounterable, you know, tempo play, or sometimes ramp if you really need it. Get another artifact on board. Take the Koi here. Kind of exactly what our deck wants to do anyway. Guess I can take a Futurist Sentinel. Pretty unlikely I play that. Pretty clunky. Not that good. Armguard Familiar, on the other hand, 2-drop artifact. Right in line with what we want to do. I don't think Spell Pierce is happening. All right, Soken Zan, Crucible. I mean, it makes 2 spirits. Pretty unexciting. But is there anything else that we'd want? Yes. I think I'd rather have the Kami's Flare, especially since we have a few ways at this point to modify. We've got the Familiar, the Kunai, the Helm. Maybe that's it. But that's enough for me to take it over this. Even though this is 100%, it would make the deck. It's just underwhelming enough where 2 1/1 spirits is not going to do it for me. Although, we'll see. If there's a game I lose and I could have really used 2 1/1 spirits, then my mistake. Wow. Dragonspark Reactor would be really good here. We already have 8 artifacts, but I think I got to take this card. I love this card. It also is great for artifact decks because it makes treasures, but Reflection of Kiki Jiki is just amazingly good. So we'll take that over the Reactor. I still haven't gotten to play Reactor either. But yeah, I feel good about it. It's a great card. Can take the Entry. At the very least, it's a good sideboard card. Or we can take Disruptor. Disruptor's better when you have... I would definitely argue that Disruptor's better when you have ninjas. But it flies, it taps, it can crew, it's an artifact. Maybe I just take it. Explosive Entry, more of a sideboard card. It probably is unlikely that I cut Disruptor, although I have cut Disruptor before, so we'll see. Well, Technician's looking a lot better in here. I think there's probably a good chance we can wheel the Mechanaut. Oh, wow, but I guess, geez, this pack's got everything. I think we probably, to be honest, I guess we take the Voltage Surge. As cool as Mechanaut and Technician are, Voltage Surge is most certainly not wheeling. One of these might, Mechanaut in particular, since I'm the only person I've seen play it. And the color combination is just, I guess, not super sought after. I don't know. I just haven't played against blue-red much that I can remember. But Voltage Surge is amazing in here. It's more removal, and there's no way I can pass it up here. Another chance to get the Reactor. There's Goshen Tai. Another opportunity to get Goshen Tai, but I think I gotta take this Reactor. Reactor is looking way too good in this deck already with just 9 artifacts and counting. We're definitely gonna get more. Hits your opponent, hits one of their creatures. Taking another Voltage Surge. Steelbreaker would be great too, but we're just gonna Surge for days here. Ogre, another artifact. Fine Beater, can crew well. Blocks reasonably well. Could do Reality Heist. Maybe this is the chance to try out the Reality Heist. Let's give it a chance. Personally, I don't think this is a very good card, but we have a boatload of artifacts already. We're going to find more, so I'll give it a chance. I need card advantage as much as the next person, too. Wow, Mechanaut and Voltage Surge. Jeez. This is crazy. I almost feel like I need the Mechanaut because I'm so light on creatures, and it just makes everything cheaper in our deck, and it flies. I'm going to go with the Mechanaut. This might be wrong, but I mean, it's my only opportunity to get it, and it's very good. So I could take Prototype. I might take another Koi, get another Flyer, and get our creature count up there. I mean, we need some creatures. We're close to a deck already, and we need more creatures. So I'll take this. I do like the Prototype. I think it's good. Mech Hanger to make these. We don't need that, though. Probably just Sling, I guess. It's another artifact. You can modify with it. Be really cool if we got a third Mechanod here. All right, Explosive Entry, at least a sideboard option. I doubt it's going to make the main deck, though. We've got too many good things already. All right, we did not get it back, but now it's Apprentice versus Smelter. I actually think there's a decent argument to take the Apprentice there, but we have the means to make treasures with Fable, so I don't know. Actually, yeah, Smelter's pretty good with Synthesizer, too. Get a 3-1 and still get to... All right. Well, we already have a deck after pack 2, and it's a... Honestly, we could easily make a deck out of this and be pretty happy, so... everything we get out of pack 3 here is just icing. All right, don't need Saturo. Probably want the Automaton, since that's like exactly what this deck's gonna want to do. Nice pickup. I don't think Puzzle Maker, and we might be off Operative too. As much as I like these cards, I think at this point we're basically all artifact, baby. Maybe with the exception of Smelter. I don't even know. Another Reality Heist. I mean, we probably just take the Specialist. It's able to copy basically everything in the deck. And honestly, almost all of our artifacts are cheap too. So this really does a good job of just copying everything in the deck. And it's some top end that would be good. Yeah, I think we'll just take Specialist here. Probably get the Reality Heist back anyway. Another final chance to get the Goshen Tide. Do we want it? It's a 2/2 first strike. I guess we do. I'm giving up a Simian Sling for it, which I might wheel anyway. And first strike, it's not an artifact, which is a downside as it turns out, but still quite good. Technician can cheat stuff out. And our creature count, I guess we could still use a little bit more. Taking it over Kunai, which is fine. We'll take the Technician. I don't know how I have so few creatures. I mean, this is also, to be honest, kind of looking like a 16-land deck, but Specialist kind of throws a wrench in that. Because you actually do need quite a bit of mana to make the Specialist work. But we'll see. This very well could end up a 16-land deck. I guess this is a creature too. So creature count, we're at like 14. I don't think I'm going to regret taking the Mechanaut over the 4th Voltage Surge. But we'll see. I mean, 2-drop Flyer that makes things cheaper, that is good. It doesn't even seem. It is. It is good. All right, another Technician. I mean, I don't see why not. Or we could take the Song Shaper. This thing allowing us to cheat out how many artifacts? I mean, in this deck, Technician actually cheats out like an unbelievably high amount of artifacts. I think it's actually very good in this deck. And a 2/4 body, clearly better than a 2/2. We'll go with the Technician. All right, another Disruptor, or we can take the Song Shaper. Disruptor is good for ninjing stuff in. We only have the Technicians as ninjas, but I don't know if that's a big deal anyway. And the fact that it's tap stuff down, I'm just going to go with the Flyer over the Song Shaper. Song Shaper may represent more damage, but Disruptor just flying in there is pretty good. Wears equipment better. Prosperous Thief. There's another ninja. I mean, it's not an artifact, but it makes artifacts with treasures, so I think we'll take it. This has got to be a 16-land deck at this point. because we've just got way too many good things. I don't even know about that. Maybe this another synthesizer. If we're going to play 16, let's just lower the curve as much as we can. Yeah, this is definitely a 16 land deck. We've just got way too many good things. I have no idea even what to cut at this point. Like, Ogre is just not going to make the deck, even though it's like exactly what this deck kind of would want. Might even see cutting the Smelter. Like, it has synergy, but God, and we can make Treasure too. I honestly don't know. I'm kind of at a loss of what we're going to cut here. I guess we have enough creatures, so consider another prototype as like another potential removal. Just taking the common. We're not going to play the Ronin anyway. Get the Song Shaper back. Wow. That's pretty incredible. Yeah. There's no way I can do 15 lands, is there? I mean, I feel like I still pretty frequently get flooded even with 16, but 15 with how many good cards is here, it just seems a little bit... Well, this one's cool because even if I make treasures, that is cool. With Song Shaper, even making treasures pumps this. Because that's different than Automaton, where it doesn't get pumped. This deck is synergistically amazing. I mean, at this point, we might as well just cut like all non artifacts. So 18, I'm sorry, what was that? Red, so I guess definitely doing 16. So we still have to make 10 cuts. Removal-wise, we've got Surges, Discharge. I may just not have space for the synthesizer. So Smelter is good with treasures. My treasure generator is like Thief, which also works well with the Song Shapers. And Disruptor lets us get in with the Thief on turn 2 as well, and that is good. And the Technician. I mean, Disruptor into Technician, turn 2, cheat out a... I mean, that's just huge board progression. Gosh, I could see cutting the Koi, but they fly. I honestly, this is going to be tough to cut. I guess we cut the Ogre. It's just mediocre enough where we don't need it. Maybe I cut the Smelter. Maybe we cut the Synthesizers. I mean, these are cards I like. It's just, when you have this many good things, you gotta make some decisions. Do I cut the Goshen Tai? I mean, it's a good card. It's got First Strike. It's not an artifact. It's not a huge deal that it's not an artifact. It allows residual damage each turn. It pings for 1 mana. It pings the damage each turn for 1 mana, which is not bad. But we are running 16. I don't know how big of a deal that is. Could see maybe cutting the Armguard Familiar. It's not a bad card. It's just, it's a 2 mana 2/1, and the reconfigure cost is quite high, I would say, for what we want to do. We still have just a billion artifacts in here, so it doesn't really matter. We have to find 6 cuts. Like, I think I'd rather have the Song Shaper just because it can get bigger, even though it can't reconfigure. Could cut the Kois. They're flood mitigation and they fly, but we're trying to keep the curve down. And they're not artifacts. So maybe we cut the Kois. Gosh, this deck is really good if we're cutting that too. 15 creatures, but really 16 with the Fable. So we probably cut, I think we cut Familiar. So 3 more cuts. Probably don't need 2 prototypes. Maybe don't need either of them, even though I like them. Paying 5 mana is going to be excessive for us, and we don't need it as a ramp thing. So then we're still at 15 artifacts. We have, removal-wise, 3 Voltage Surge, Kunai, Discharge, Flare, Reactor. It's a lot. Do I want to do Reality Heist? I mean, I want to give it a try. This definitely seems like the right deck for it. Could consider cutting the Simian Sling. I like having it, though, especially since it's a 1-drop creature that can cheat in our 2-drop ninjutsu. Yeah, that's actually very important. Wow, I really don't know what to cut here. All of my removal is amazing. I could cut the Kunai, but I mean, Kunai hits face, pumps Song Shapers, pumps Automaton. I could cut Goshen Tai. It's the least synergistic with the deck, but it's just a good card. Wow. I think I'm going to cut Goshen Tai. Man, that is tough. Yeah, that's tough. What are we looking like? We still have more red than blue. This deck is really good. Really good deck. Very aggressive. All right, well, I guess this is it. We're going to run it like this. We'll see you round one. Okay, round one. We're going to mull this. Unfortunately, because if we'd had... I might have... Yeah, I think I absolutely would have kept this if that was a blue mana. We would have just gone Disruptor into Thief, probably. I wonder if I didn't do my mana base correctly. Well, I don't like this hand, but we're going to keep it because we've got Fable and the Mirror Breaker, which can at least do a lot, so... No, Automaton looks good. Ooh, Technician, cool. So we're going to get the Fable going now. You do have to keep in mind that the treasure that you create from this shaman does not pump the automaton. I do think that's worth noting. So we'll probably end up discarding the 2 lands just because we can do so much in our deck with not that many lands. Although we do have a double blue spell. Okay. Still got a 2-for-1 out of him. That's good. Ooh, Reactor. Well... I suppose we play this cautiously. Let's do the Reactor... So, I can kill the Ember Keeper and attack. It leaves them a ramp creature, though. I might just play a little more... Well, I'm the aggressor here. Do I feel okay about killing Ember Keeper? I guess the real question. I guess so. I don't love it, but we're trying to be the aggressor here, so... I guess they had green mana there. They could have played Tamio's safekeeping and gotten us real good. If they had... That's probably a good idea to do it before you attack. So, I guess we'll do the... Guess the Prosperous Thief? Is it when it enters or you cast? Oh, wow. That's cool. Maybe I should have done the Technician. Well, yeah, I don't know, actually. The Treasure generation actually does pump Reactor, though. That's pretty excellent. All right, so we'll go Song Shaper Technician here. Okay, it's gonna be tough. So I don't actually have enough to do... Well... I guess I can do Technician. I can ninjutsu a couple times. It actually pumps the reactor. And it pumps my Song Shaper. That's pretty good, actually. Well... I guess we do Technician... Then we cheat back in the Song Shaper. Which is tough because... I mean, we're going to deal more damage, I guess, so it's okay. I think there's a way to kill them here. I don't think there is, so I guess we'll just crew this and get in for 2. All right. So we'll go to game 2. We're playing against green-red. They've got cheap removal. Seismic Wave is good against us. We've got X1s. Oh, but we've got Artifact X1, so that's nice, actually. In fact, it basically can only kill... I mean, it can, you know, nuke something for 2, but it's actually not good against us, surprisingly. It's like one of the few times where it's really not that good against us. Cannot kill our X1s without just single targeting them, I mean. I guess I mean, yeah, I guess I'm happy enough. Do I want explosive entry? I don't think so. They're an enchantment based deck. We're artifact based. Yeah, well, do I want the kunai? Yeah, kunai kills pretty relevant things here. Kills memory, Bearer of Memory, Ronin. Well, Ronin maybe not that relevant, but it's a cheap blocker. Well, I don't want to cut it, so we'll keep it. run it back here. They have Fade into Antiquity, which is very good against us. But they had to 2-for-1 themselves just to take care of our rare. They had to kill a 2-2 with a Kami's Flare and then use a Fade into Antiquity to take it out. I mean, ultimately, that's worked out pretty well for us. They may not have realized that my 2-2 doesn't pump the Automaton when it makes a treasure. I didn't realize. I've certainly done it, and I've seen at least one opponent not realize that. This is obviously a keep. We get to go Disruptor into Thief and make treasure right away, which is great. Uh-oh. Well, we're still going to go for it. Oh, yeah, it actually works great. They can blow up our treasure if they want. I don't know if that really affects me that much. Rebuke. They looked at both their guys. That made me think Rebuke. Yeah, I guess I go for it. So, I can play another Disruptor now. I may want to actually tap whatever they play next turn, though, ultimately, because then I can hit with the Thief again, which could work out better for us, I would say. In this situation, yes, it does look to be better. Sniper. It's going to be incredibly strong against us. I'm surprised they didn't attack there. Okay, well, we've got the Ogre Head Helm, too. Let me think about this. So, obviously, we're... Do I have 1, 2, 3... Oh, I was trying to see if I had the mana to do kind of everything this turn. I do. I have just enough. I have to cash out all my treasures, but... I think it might be worth it. Alright, so we go... Land, Disruptor, tap Prancer. I could tap the Wrecker too and equip the no, but they have the Reach. So we'll tap the Reach. We go Helm. We equip it or reconfigure it, whatever. And we're going to draw 3 here because we don't need 3 lands. So we have to discard our hand, but I can't believe we get to keep the Helm too. I didn't even realize that. That's incredible. That is incredible. So we go Land, Specialist, Pass. Well, that was a good draw. All right, well, let's copy Mechanaut here. So we can Voltage Surge, sack the Treasure, blow up the Prancer, get in with the Specialist. I mean, if they have any sort of combat trick, that gets us pretty good, but I mean, we got to go for it here. We can't just, and they have a bunch of cards in hand, I can't just chill. Now they have 2 reach creatures. Okay. All right. Wow. That is silly good. I would definitely say our opponent's in a tough spot here. Always feels good to be in a good spot. I'll tell you that much. So I can cast this and copy it. Can draw cards. I mean, at this point, you might as well just get more bodies on the ground here. All right, we'll see for round 2. All right, round 2. Yeah, I mean, we're keeping. Removals, automaton. All the pieces are there. Good draw. Hacker. All right. Well, let's. I mean, I guess the wisest play. Oh no, I almost did my mana wrong, but no, this is fine. So we'll do this. We'll surge the hacker and get in. So we actually want to cast the Technician, most likely, because that's the only way to pump the automaton. And we can even kill the Puzzle Maker, too. I mean, we've definitely exhausted our hand there in the first 4 turns. Are they mono blue? It's kind of crazy. It's an interesting one to choose. I guess they're worried about cheating out. I mean, they shouldn't. I don't feel like they should be worried about cheating out artifacts. primarily because I can cast whatever I could cheat out with Technician anyway. So they did have the mana, or I guess they didn't have the mana to tap the Automaton, so maybe that was the smarter play. Or not the smarter play, but really the only play. So the Thirst for Knowledge gives them, would have given them some card advantage, but they didn't have an artifact to discard. They can crew the Hoverbike and trade the Song Shaper. I guess we might as well have attacked. Looks like 2 can play at the Bank Buster game, huh? It was a pretty amazing draw. This is going to put him in a real tough spot now. It's basically deal with our flyer or bust at this point. No reach on that, right? Okay, good. So they need to draw and find like a Wanderer's Intervention or something. Or another Banishing Slash. Alright, so we're playing against blue-white. They did show us artifacts. The Bankbuster, Artificer, which I don't really like, Technician, Hoverbike, Puzzle Maker. I would say is enough to justify bringing in the Explosive entry. Feel just fine about that. We could swap it for the Kunai. I like that the Kunai can hit face. I think that's important. Don't want to cut a creature. I don't want to cut my card draw. I do think it has to come into place for another removal spell. So the weakest removal spell in my deck, I assume, is Kunai or Discharge. It's probably Discharge. Because, once again, Kunai can hit face and it's an artifact. Okay. Yeah, we're on the draw. I gotta be honest, I'm pretty tempted to keep this. We need blue mana pretty badly. How many blue sources do we have? We have 8. We draw any land, we get Bankbuster. We're on the draw. It's risky, I'm gonna keep it. Good draw there. This is 3 to crew? Okay, well that's good. Definitely not discarding. It's a good one. Nice one. Ah, okay. Well, that's a good draw too. Let's do Mechanaut. So, I think I'm gonna surge that. Kind of don't have to, but like I could do the hover bike instead, but I don't know. Maybe it would have been smarter to do the hover bike in hindsight. I mean, I can tap down either way, so it doesn't really matter. They looked at my bank buster, which is why you have to be careful reading stuff, because I see that they highlight my bank buster, and remember that serves as a reminder to me that if they attacked with Technician, I could crew it. So just a word of advice, like I should be the one giving advice on on how not to make mistakes. But yeah, if you do that, you're letting your opponent know. I guess we just... No, we don't want to do it like that. We want to equip this on the... So we have the hover bike too. So are we getting in for 5? I guess I want to do it... I want to reconfigure here. Oh, I put it in full control. I mean, we're getting to the point where I can burn out my hand, sack this Disruptor, and draw 3, which is going to be exceptional. So we get in for 5 here, and the plan is to basically... I haven't drawn a... Neither of us have drawn a single card off of our Bank Buster yet. So I guess I'm going to tap the Technician. Definitely not getting rid of it just yet. We still have more work to do. What's nice is the hover bike is good tempo here, because it taps something down and gives me like voltage surge. This doesn't crew for more, does it? No. If it did, I think it would be better. The thing is, the hover bike's going to be worse now because whatever I tap, they can use to crew Bank Buster and still attack with it. So we're actually going to take a pretty good amount of damage here. But they also can't untap the operative. They drew. They chose to draw there. That was unexpected. So we'll tap the Technician just so they don't get a random artifact here. And if they only can get in for 3 points of damage because Operative is going to be tapped. I mean, obviously we're thoroughly winning this race right now. And while it's tapped, it's just a 1/1/2, so I can just burn it right now. Wow. Well, let's do Mechanaut. Crew Mechanaut with this. I could draw off Bankbuster. I can also sack Disruptor. I'm trying to think. We really don't have any reason to use the Surges or even use the Ogre Head Helm. I mean, we could draw 3 cards, sack the Disruptor. But we're just... I feel like we're so far ahead on this race. I guess I admit, killing 2 things and drawing 3 is pretty good. All right, I guess we'll do it. It's kind of an offer I can't refuse. Like, kill this. No sack. Kill this. No sack. Attack for 7. Take half their life total. Draw 3. Sack a Disruptor. I mean, that is a lot of value there. And I can even cast the Technician for 1. Wow. That is something. All right, so that's going to weaken our dudes. The Hoverbike can still get in there, though. Although... So... Do I have the... I'm trying to think if I have enough mana to do... Oh, okay, I see what I can do. So, basically, let's do... Let me think. Song Shaper... And then I can reconfigure. If I reconfigure, can draw 3, but I could get the Thief too. I'm trying to think what I like the most here. If I reconfigure on the Song Shaper, I can activate the Bankbuster and get in for 4. If I activate the Hoverbike, reconfigure the Hoverbike, get in for 4 with that. Draw 3 more, discard Prosperous Thief. The best play might just be this. Yeah, it's probably this, I guess. We do this. We get in with these 2. Or wait, which one do I want to... I guess this one. Oh, wait, we do... Can I trigger this? I have to trigger this correctly. I always... Because what if I... Ninjutsu... I guess it doesn't matter. Let's just get in with these 2. We do the Thief. Ninjutsu back the Technician. I guess we can Technician in for Bike. I mean, we don't need to... And then we can play the Bike for free? I don't know if I optimized that. I guess I could have drawn more off the Ogre Head Helm if I'd reconfigured. I did maximize my mana, give myself a free hover bike, which is pretty good. All right, we'll see you for the next one. All right, we'll play first. We'll keep it. I mean, obviously a little land heavy, but we've got the Helm, we've got the Fable. This definitely is something worth keeping. Really, I mean, you get flooded enough, at least Ogre Head Helm can attach itself to things, and even getting copied from Reflection, get in there. That alone is pretty awesome. Good draw there. Not quite ready to discard our hand yet. The beauty of the Shaman is it just has to attack to get the treasure token. It's really nice because that immediately turns on your Voltage Surge. Basically turns Voltage Surge into 1 mana 4 damage, which is just great. And technically, we're going to be at Reality Heist mana too, which is really good. I guess, yeah, I mean, we can pitch some lands here. I don't see why not. Our deck's curve is insanely low. So, just play another blue. I suppose we're going to cast Reality Heist, so we might as well just get in there. Instant speed, right? Okay. That's good. All right. Good options here. Probably biggest flyers. Guess that makes sense. Song Shaper here too. So we can kind of just start spitting our hand out. Do this. I think I'm just going to surge that. Because I can tap whatever they play with the hover bike. And no, we still do not need to. I mean, no need. We've got Reflection, so we can keep drawing and just drawing a bunch of spells every turn. Sure. Are they targeting Reflection or the Ogre Head Helm? I almost feel like the Ogre... Jeez, that's a good question. I don't know. I don't even know if they're wrong there. Like, that might actually just be right. Let's just get the hover bike down because we're going to reconfigure this turn anyway. I guess I could have done it on my turn and pumped or whatever, but I figured we were going to pitch our hand. So, all right, let's put it on the flyer. And then we'll go land. Oh, I guess I didn't want to sack my flyer, though. Yeah. That could have been wrong there. I'll still sack. So I should have attached it. I forgot that I had to sack my creature. So I should have sacked the hover bike? No, not a flyer. I guess Song Shaper? I mean, they have a flyer, and I knew it was coming, so maybe it doesn't really matter, but it's certainly not the Mechanaut. I mean, Mechanaut makes everything cheaper, although we have access to 1 billion mana. And remember, Song Shaper is getting pumped by 1 at least every turn from the little goblin shaman that could. What are we gaining control of? Ogrehead Helm? To discard their hand? I think... oh, I see, but they can sack it. Okay, well, in that case, is it when damage to a player? Okay. Well, I'm going to block with the automaton then. Just good practice. All right. So, 4 color? Green, white, red, blue. Primary white. So, should my assumption be the mythic? Because we've seen that come up. Or should my assumption be some shrines? Or just randomly playing 4 color. Sideboard. We don't have anti-enchant. So, explosive entry for artifacts, I don't think they showed us any. There were basically a bunch of sagas. Let's run it back. I guess that's it. All right, that's a keep. We don't even have to play the kunai on turn 1 because we might draw the automaton, and Mechanaut makes it free, which is pretty nice. Okay, so I suppose maybe we do we do Song Shaper first? Guess it depends on what my opponent plays here. Could be smarter to do the... Yeah, I think I'm going to do the... I think we'll do the Song Shaper. So I can kill that and take them off ramp. But I'm going to go Song Shaper first. Then next turn I can go Mechanaut Kunai and get in for 4, which is good damage. And considering we still have tempo stuff, I feel like this works better. Ah, Satsuko. All right, well, that's cool. I mean, same plan. Let's just get in for 4 here. Four on turn 3, not bad. Definitely losing out on some Dragon Spark reactor value, I suppose, but I'll have to live with that. Next turn, we can at least go reactor hover bike, so that's pretty good. Oh, geez. That's a good one. All right. Well, we got our 3rd land. So how do we want to do this? I suppose we want to get the Fable going now. Hinata is going to be more difficult to target. anyway. Well, we could still hover bike and get in there for 5, but I think we just get the Fable down now. I mean, I can race the 4/4, so let's just get that going now. I don't actually, interestingly, want to discard anything. I guess I could, yeah, I could discard the Reality Heist, but eventually we're going to be able to cast that for 2 mana, so that's probably okay. Well, I guess we figured out what they're splashing for. All right. Big time, dudes. All right. Automaton, too. Nice. Maybe we just discard this, just because even though we could eventually cast it for cheap, I'm a little more inclined to do it this way. So... we can go... Guess we're going to tap the Tanuki. So let's go Reactor. Automaton. Yeah, this might actually work out pretty well for us. So I have the hover bike too, so... oh yeah, we can attack with this as well. So they can eat our goblin, but they take 7, and then we can tap their Tanuki. Yeah, this is fine. I mean, technically I could tap their Tanuki too, but I'd rather do some damage prevention on their turn. They're taking 7 points of damage here. I mean, that is huge. We're going to have a modified creature for Flame Discharge too. Well, wasn't expecting the blowout by Greater Tanuki there. And by Greater Tanuki, I mean the Thinger. Spell Pierce. First for everything. Splash Spell Pierce, no less. Really, really getting us hard there. All right. So we have a modified creature, which means we can Flame Discharge Tanuki, but then we have to find an answer for Hinata. So it could be we just kill Hinata. Still kind of puts us in a tough spot, though. I mean, I can kill Tanuki, but then, like I said, I still have to find an answer for... the Tanuki, or the Hinata. So I wonder if I have to just kill... I mean, they're out of cards in hand. I guess that's good. I have to cast... I have to pay 1 more for this. Like I said, I do have the treasure. Well... Because of the trample, too, I have to triple block. So I could play the Technician. Are they gonna... Oh! Well, I ate up all my turns, so I guess we gotta go. I've been using up my timeouts like crazy just because I can't figure out the best line. But I guess we're gonna have to kill Hanada. So the best play is triple... I think it's triple block here. And then kill Hanada. Unfortunately, we lose everything, though. I mean, my other option is to block, 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 and then flame discharge to Nookie. I guess we do that. So we have to sack our treasure. Oh, whoops. I guess... Wait, why didn't they get an enchantment creature back there? I don't think we can... I think we're 1 mana shy of doing this. Because I have the reactor. I can deal 3 to it, but then I don't have the... Because then I can't do the Kami's Flare. Not quite lethal there. 3, 6, 8, 10. Not quite lethal there. I'm running out of time and I can't figure out what to do here. I think we're just too light on damage. The problem is it costs extra mana to cast that. I don't know if I had a way to win there. I think if we drew the land, we could have won. Possibly? I don't even know if we drew the land there if we could have won. Tough decision to make, because our other decision was triple block, lose everything. And I think... No, we still would have died. I think that was the only line that kept me alive. Or was it triple block, kill Hanada, take 2? Well, I guess that maybe would have been better. Yeah, I should have gone... Well, I don't know. They still would have been left with this thing that could have gotten the dudes back. I mean, we ended up dying, so whatever option where we didn't die would presumably be better. I still think our deck is better than our opponents, but I mean, they've got the fixing. 4/4 flyer for 4 mana turns out to be pretty good. We don't have any busted bombs. We're a pure synergy deck. I mean, I think the reactor's really good. It is kind of expensive to use. I guess we risk this. This hand is definitely risky. We need blue mana to do anything, but we're going to go for it. Very, very lucky draw there. So I can kill that. I think I'm okay with killing it. We definitely don't have to. But I have another removal in hand. They might have been banking on that. You'll never really know. They've really nailed that mana. I don't think we need the hover bike. They've really nailed that mana. Their mana base is really good. Well, we're gonna kill that. I could play the hover bike too, because if I rip a creature, we can start. We can attack for 6 here, which is pretty good. I want to be able to tap something down though, so tough decision. Ah, that's a good one. Just jumping. Well, I don't want him to gain life, so. It's gonna be tough to beat them. They've gotten exactly what they needed here to win. So they're doing really good. Like now they've just got huge threats I've got to deal with, and I've got to figure out a way to deal 6 points of damage. And they still have a grip full of cards, so I think we're not likely to win this game. Oh, and they had an Hada too. They deserve it. Their deck was cool. Mana was great. They've drawn exceptionally well against us. Our deck is super powered too, so they definitely deserve to win this. Oh, I guess I was supposed to... I should have done it the other way so I could possibly kill Hanada. We were super, super lucky to win that game. Super lucky to win that game. They had everything they needed. Everything to win that game. They had the card advantage, all the bombs. They had bought what appeared to be just enough time. They had, you know, protection with life gain. They had lifelinkers I had to deal with. They had Hanada. They had the great mana. They had this come out at a very timely time. They had the cheap samurai. I mean, they really were looking good there. I guess I would argue, ultimately attacking with the samurai may have just cost them the game. If they'd kept the samurai back, I wouldn't have been able to deal Xaxes. So that's crazy. Wow. Was that round 3? I think it was. I can't even remember. They definitely were in prime position to win that. We had to top deck to victory, and you know how I am with top decking to victory. Crazy, crazy match. Very, very close. Let's do some pack one, pick ones here. All right, pack one. This is an interesting card. I don't know how I feel about it. Has to do with stuff you have on the battlefield and in the graveyard to get stuff back. I mean, the value is there. I'd probably just take Tempered and Solitude. Good way to get card advantage, much less committal. Here, probably just take the Enchantment Lord. Great card. Otherwise, Black Shrine is good too. Naomi's good card as well. Inventive Iteration. I've played against it now a couple times. This card's good. Bounce something, get an artifact back, maybe, or draw, and then get a 3/3 with a 3/3 flyer with some upside. Yeah, great card. All right, easy Ogre Head Helm. We already got to showcase how good this card is in that draft. I didn't even optimize it, and it was still just amazingly good. All right. Well, I'm not really blown away by Risona, but this pack is pretty devoid of good things. Could just take the Mechanaut. I mean, that deck came together really nicely. So maybe Mechanaut is worth it. It also flies, 2-drop flyer. I mean, we were not competing for that archetype at all, so that was cool. Another Fable. This card's just so great. I've gotten to play with and against it a lot. Very strong card. All right. Thanks for tuning in, folks. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you for the next one.